we're going to learn how to divide fractions. And the coolest thing about dividing fractions is that you never have to divide. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to a multiplication problem. And we already know how to multiply fractions, so that will be easy. But the way to change this to a multiplication problem is that the first fraction stays the same. So I'm going to rewrite 2/3 up underneath. I'm going to change that division sign to a multiplication sign. And then I'm going to flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. Okay, so if I flip 1/6, it becomes 6/1. Now I'm going to use those rules to multiply. So I can look to see if I can cross cancel, and I can in this one. So I'm going to mark out the 3. 3 goes into 3 one time, and in here twice. And I'm going to look here, and I can't do anything with those. So now I have two new numbers to multiply. 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, that's an improper fraction, and I cannot leave it that way. So this really means 4 divided by 1. Well, 4 divided by 1 is equal to 4. So my answer is 4. If I had not cross-simplified, I would have had 2 times 6, which is 12, 3 times 1, which is 3, and again, 3 goes into 12 4 times, and I get the same answer. So either way, I would have arrived at 4. Okay? So let's talk about the steps again. First fraction stays the same, so I'm going to rewrite it up underneath. And then I'm going to change that division to multiplication. And then I'm going to flip the second fraction to the reciprocal. So 3/2. All right? Now I'm going to look to see if I can cross simplify. And I cannot. Nothing goes into 7 and 2 but 1. Nothing goes into 3 and 8 but 1. So I'm going to multiply straight across. 7 times 3 is 21. 8 times 2 is 16. Again, I have an improper fraction, and I cannot leave it that way. So I have to say 16 goes into 21 one time with 5 left over, because 21 take away 16 is 5. And then my denominator is 16. Now I need to make sure that that's in simplest form, and it cannot be broken down any further, so that is my answer. So notice in that first fraction, my answer was a whole number. This time, I'm getting a mixed number. Let's see what we're going to get this time. This fraction stays the same, 3/4. I'm going to change division to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip that second fraction to its reciprocal, so 7/6. All right, I'm going to check to cross simplify because that always makes our number smaller and easier to deal with. So I see that these two can be divided by 3. 3 goes into 3 one time. 6 divided by 3 is 2. I'm going to check this way. I can't do anything, so now I'm going to multiply across. 1 times 7 is 7. 4 times 2 is 8. And that is in simplest form because I can't break it down any further. So 7/8 is my answer. Okay. If I had not done that, then I would have had to say 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 6 is 24. And I would have had to put that in a slide to simplify by 3. And I still would have gotten 7/8. Okay. So I could get a whole number as an answer. I can get a mixed number as an answer, and I can even get a fraction as an answer. But notice we didn't divide. It was all about changing it to a multiplication sentence.